Alien ears.
Inside your Alien Ears impression kit box, you'll have these items: a handy dandy bumper sticker, which you should put on all of your equipment. Also, you have 3 impression 2-part putty material that you're going to mix together. We're going to show you how to do that in just a second. You also have basically a catheter syringe, which you'll put the impression material inside. And inside this plastic bag, you have your 2 bite blocks, which you'll stack together like this. We'll show you how to do that in a minute. You have 4 auto blocks, also known as ear dams, 2 mediums, and 2 small. We recommend you use the smallest ones possible. So that's basically the kit inside the box.
Today we're going to be making impressions of Addo's ears, just to show you guys a step-by-step video of how your impressions should be made, how they should look during the process, and how they should look when they're done. First of all, you want to determine if you need an open mouth impression or a closed mouth impression. Anyone who's just listening to iPods or working out with them, a closed mouth is fine. If you're a musician and you're singing or you're playing and you're making faces, grimacing when you're playing, then you definitely want an open mouth impression. The reason being is that your ear canal shape changes when you open your mouth, and it will break your seal, and then your ears won't sound well. So first what we're going to do is we're going to put these foam blockers in Addo's ears. We're going to kind of hang it over his ear canal, and then we're gently going to just follow the natural shape of his ear canal. Some go up, some go down. Just kind of very gently feel and push it in there. Now, as you can see, you cannot see that foam blocker at all. If you can see any part of that foam blocker, then it's not far enough back. Okay, now that I've got the foam blockers in both my ears, as you can see, we've got the little strings hanging out so they don't get lost in your ears. We're going to open up our syringe, and I'm going to take 2 of the impression shells, and I'm going to actually mix them both together at the same time. So when you're mixing these up, you really want to make sure that you squish them together really, really, really well. You shouldn't be able to see any separate white or yellow lines like this. It has to be completely mixed up. And we kind of have to move a little quick when we're doing this. This impression material sets up fairly fast, so as you can see, it's all a lighter shade of yellow. I'm going to roll it up like Play-Doh and just smush it all in our big giant plastic syringe. And what I do is I kind of push it all the way up just to the tip. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take the tip of this and you actually want to put it all the way into his ear and point it in the ear canal, and then carefully start pushing down on the syringe. And as you can see, I'm working from the inside out. I'm going to swirl this around. I'm going to go a little bit into the curve of his ear, and then I'm going to continue past his ear. And then if you pull back on this, it'll kind of suck it back a little bit to give you time to walk around to the other side. So I've put this all the way inside again, and I'm just slowly squeezing and working my way out, making sure that I get this impression material really, really deep into his ear canal. We need to get around the second bend, and we need this whole bowl of your ear filled up because we have to have room to fit all the components. As you can see, when we turn him around, he's going to kind of look like he has Frankenstein bolts sticking out of his ear. That would be the correct way to do it. Looks a little silly, but a good impression is worth it. Now we're going to have him go ahead and rest his mouth on these bite blocks, and it's going to take about 5 minutes for these to set up. If during this process you need to swallow, it's perfectly okay to take the bite blocks out, swallow, stick them back in. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes. I'm testing. Both of these are really hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Addo take out his bite blocks, and then we're going to turn. And the way we're going to remove these is you're going to hold on to the string with one hand, and then you're going to reach behind here, and then you're going to almost dial them out, because these are going to be really deep. And voila, you have perfect ear impression. And this is how it should look. And the other ear, the same process. Again, you're going to just grab the strings. You don't need to pull on them, you just kind of want to hold on to them. You're going to reach around behind. We're going to twist and pull out at the same time. And there you go. Okay, so once we have our impressions made, I'm going to just take a regular old Ziploc bag. I'm going to pop them both in the Ziploc, and then I'm going to take my interactive invoice. Everyone should have gotten one of these emailed to them. If you didn't, give me a call. We will resend it to you. Okay, and then I just fold it in half, and then in quarters. And as you can see, our address, where you're going to be mailing them to, is on this side. Your information is all on the other side. You want to make sure before you print this out that the colors you're choosing, the name you want to print on the inside of your shell is all correct before you send it to us. And make sure your return address and email address are correct, because sometimes when we get these, it's through PayPal and they have old email addresses for you. Just go ahead, put this in there, seal it up, and then you can just pop it into the same box that you got it in. A lot of times people do that. Close it up and mail it to us. Please track your boxes on the way in, and also please don't send them signature confirmation. I know it seems like a good idea, but it actually holds up the process and it takes us longer to get your ears in and get them in process. And that's it.